Alright, now I would like to explain you the database that is required to create this small chat application. Now, first of all, the prerequisites that a person should know before trying to create an app. This demo app is using a database in which we use the web services to add user to the database, to add a friend, to send messages. Now, the every web service has been written in PHP. So if you have the knowledge of PHP, then it would be of great help. But the language is not a compulsion in creating this app. Using this video, you can gain knowledge on how basically a chat application is built, and whatever language you know, you can code it. Using that language, you can code this application. It can be easily ported. My aim has been to give you a basic explanation how the chat application works. So going on to, I would like to explain you the database for chat application. Alright, so first of all, I would like to have a user table. Now in this I'll have user registration. Probably this user registration would be the name of the process. Now in this user table, I'll have a field named username. Then I'll have user email ID. This will be used as the primary key, so this has to be unique in order to get the explanation on, like, to identify the user uniquely in this app. Now I also require some details about the user, like I can keep the photo, I can have user description, user status. These are all basically, like, they are all optional parts. This can be used to create a great chat application. Now in this whole process, I also have this ID which would be auto generated. It can also be used as the user ID. You can have the contact number, the fax, email, Facebook ID, or whatever. These are all optional. So if you talk about photo, it's going to be optional. Then user description, it's going to be optional. User status, again optional. User ID would be there, and again the contact number would be optional. So these are the few things that would be required to create the user table. Next would be a chat room table. Talking about that, it will again have ID as the primary key. It would also be, you can consider it as the chat room ID or whatever. Then you will have chat room name. This too needs to be unique so that you can avoid confusion. I think that would be all for a chat room table. Now coming on to friends table. Now the friends table would contain again the ID as the primary key. This can be treated as the friends ID. Rather, it would be the composite ID. Now we'll have a user ID. This would be the ID of the user, and a mapping friends ID will be stored. So in this case, we'll have to make a double entry. It would be like when user A adds user B as his friend, then user B also adds user A as his friend. So this table contains double entries, so that when I try to find all the friends of A, then B is available, and vice versa. When I try to find the friends of B, then we get A as well as the friend of B. So that's why we need a double entry over here. Now we'll have another table, that would be the message table. Now this message table would be having ID as the primary key. Again, it would be auto generated. I'll probably write this down as well. Now this would be auto generated, and you can use it as message ID as the unique one. Then you'll have the message data. This would be the text, the image data, audio data, video data. It can contain anything. So this would be the message data. Then there would be a field named sender ID. So this will be person who has sent this message. His ID would be there. Then you'll have the receiver ID. This would be the person who receives this message. Then you can also, since this application uses the chat room as well, so you can have a chat room ID. Now chat room ID would be if it will contain the unique ID of chat room to which this message belongs in one-to-one chat scenario. This chat room ID will be null. So this has to be kept in mind. Now same thing will go here also. Null if chat message belongs to a chat room. Or probably we can do one thing, we can keep the sender ID because that will be required to keep a trace on who sent the message even when we are chatting in a chat room. But of course the person who receives this message, his ID would be null in this scenario. So these are basically the 4 tables that are used. I'll probably go and check if I missed on anything. Yeah, so I was right. These are the 4 tables that are required. Now if you want to extend, then you can probably add more and more features to it. We have plenty of chat applications available in the market. You can probably have a look at them and probably try to find out more unique features or special features that you can add to your chat application, and you can probably create a very good new chat application that is not available in the market. So carrying on, so these are the basic tables that are required for creating the chat application.